And we are live. Well, I'm back. I didn't go anywhere. I just got really, really sick. And I'm happy to say I am back now and I'm ready to make some new videos for you guys. We'll wait and see if anybody decides to join in. It was kind of a last minute sort of thing, but I want to come on here and let everyone know that I'm back and I'm ready to start making new videos again. In the meantime, I've just been kind of buying up like crazy. So, yeah, just want to check in a little bit. And I was going to make a video today, but I'm waiting on things to come back from being restored before I go in and start making a new series of things. But yeah, if anybody decides to stop in and say hi, my last live video got cut out because my internet was so bad, but hopefully it sticks around and I can talk a little bit about what's new and what's been happening. If anyone wants to drop something in the chat, that'd be cool. But as far as things go, last weekend was the Ohio Pen Show, and I couldn't go just because of work. And then I ended up getting the flu, and I've overcome the flu. And yeah, I'm really. Yesterday, actually, I went to the Los Angeles Pen Club meeting, which was up in Monrovia, which was a lot of fun. I kind of went up there with every intention of buying something, and I didn't buy a thing, and I sort of accidentally sold 2 pens. So, yeah, just 2 sort of good starter 52s. And yeah, I have some new things with me today. So this just came in yesterday. This is a 414 eyedropper. It actually has a number 2 size nib on it, but it's got these crazy tines on it. So crazy flex, but I mean, it's supposed to have a number 4 size nib, but that is the biggest number 2 size nib I've seen. So it actually kind of works for this pen. But that cardinal red hard rubber, sterling silver. This is from like 1906. Really, really early clip cap on there. It's gonna be hard to see on there, but it's got the 1 patent date on it. So it's got the right clip cap. But yeah. That's one of the new pens. Also yesterday in that same package came these. These are pump fillers. So these are pump fillers were made from 1903 to 1908, roughly. They have this sort of coin edge on the bottom that you can use a coin to loosen the bottom of the pen. And how they work, so there's no sort of section that you unscrew. It's not a, this is one of the earliest Waterman self-fillers, but you would unscrew, this is going to be loud and annoying. You unscrew the back end, and it has this sort of weird little pump, and somehow this works, but you just, like a bicycle pump this up, and it sucks ink up into the pen. The problem with this is if you were to pump this up and pull the entire mechanism out, it would just leak all of the ink out of it. So it wasn't the most effective, but it was Waterman's first try at doing a, oh, sounds awful. Waterman's first try at doing a self-filling fountain pen. After this, they came out with the sleeve filler, and they briefly did the coin filler before they came out with their own lever filling system in 1915. So those are the pump fillers. I got a Waterman 754. So it is a lever filling pen with a number 4 size nib on it. but the 7 means it is a has, all 14 karat gold trim. So the clip, the lever, and the barrel band are all marked 14 karat gold. This one's in pretty mint condition. This came from Miroslav uh, Tischler, I want to say that's his last name. But he got this I got this from him from the Ohio Pen Show, but I didn't go to the Ohio Pen Show. I was sick all weekend. But what I like about this one too is on the barrel band, there is a little C. So we'll just say that is for Craig, but it was meant to be. Yeah. Nice pen. A couple weeks ago, I bought this Rotary International. Hey, what's up, David? Bought this Rotary International 52, and it has this broken clip on it. I'm gonna have it restored though. The lever isn't in the best shape either, but I think it's one that's worth getting fixed. It has the hallmarks on the back, the English hallmarks. It's a 9 karat gold uh, cap band. There we go. You can see the top of the actual pen. Hey, Marilyn. Hey, David. Yeah, I decided I was going to make a video about a single pen, but I need to do more research than I before actually making the video. So I just decided let's just do a live video, and then yeah, I'll come back to those other videos later. I have so many pens I should talk about, but I want to make a video about the numbering system first. Even though you can just easily look it up online, I want to be able to talk about the numbering system and actually show pens that how to identify a early Waterman pen. Um, but yeah, so I I don't know if I should say it on here, but I'm gonna say it on here. I'll just say it on here. So I am no longer working with. Do I have calipers? I do not have calipers. I should probably get a nice little set of calipers. Um, I am no longer working with Greg Sheik, the antique digger. Um, Long story short, he tried selling me a pen that was not what he listed it as. And yeah, I just decided that I'm not going to be working with Greg anymore. So uh, I'm took down as much as I could, but yeah, I put a lot of trust into him, and he tried duping me on a pen sale. So no longer working with Greg. No longer. Uh, I mean, I probably still have that coupon code for 10% off on his website, but honestly, there are better dealers out there, more trustworthy dealers out there. So um, that was a bummer from a couple weeks ago, but it is what it is. Move on. Time to move on. Um, Got some other cool pens. These are from Fountain Pen Hospital from Gary Lair's collection. Nice 25 taper cap. Nice big number 5 nib on there. There's a sweet eBay find. Sterling silver. This is a 222 taper cap. The first 2 means it's just a solid barrel overlay, so sterling barrel overlay. The second 2 means it's a taper cap, and the third 2 means it has a number 2 size nib. It's a 222 from 1905 or so. I actually put in an offer on eBay, and the seller declined my offer, and then I won it for less in the auction. So that was a nice win. These retail about $1,200, and I got it for significantly less than $1,200. So yeah, it's a nice win. What's interesting is there is a the patent dates and the imprint is on the cap, but it's upside down. So that's fun. Nothing wrong with that. It's just they printed it upside down. A lot of these antique pens too, you'll have the same exact model, but one is a couple, uh, like a centimeter shorter, or several millimeters off. They just didn't have. I mean, different people making different things on different lathes. Even though it's the same model, they just all varied in size. There was no uh, even something like this. I have two Gothic pens. These are the Waterman. These are Waterman 52s. One is in sterling and one is in gold filled, and they look different. They have different gaps there between the cap and the barrel band, uh, the barrel overlay. The length between on the bottom are different. Um, so they all sort of vary, just different makers on different lathes, and just ended up differently. There was no standardized thing yet for making these pens. No standardized system. Another pen I got recently. This was a buy it now on eBay for like $270, but this is a 612. The 6 means mother of pearl barrel overlay. They're a little loose, but I'm going to see if I can have someone restore that. But they're not coming out or anything. They jingle a little bit. And it's got a Canadian number 2 size nib on it, but it's still a fairly early one. And this is an eyedropper, and has a really nice imprint on the cap that you can't see on this camera, but it's got a really nice imprint on the cap. But this was a steal, because these, I mean, even with the loose mother of pearl on there, these go for about $800 to $1,000, and I paid about $250 for this. It was a buy it now on eBay. So that was nice. And I don't really go too much into French overlay pens, but this is a Waterman Baby Safety, and they had added a sterling silver French overlay. It's called Night and Day. It's a pretty cute little pen. Marilyn, this is kind of your thing. You like these little pens. This little Baby Safety. Just reminds me of like an old French lipstick or something. But yeah, I like these. I'm starting to get a bunch of these little Baby Safeties. And this was actually pretty rare. The barley corn design was very prevalent in the UK and France, but they didn't make too many of them for the US market. This one was made in the US market, so there are no English hallmarks on it. It says Waterman's made in the USA on it, and has a nice New York nib on it. A tiny little vest pen. And it's always fun going into Gary Lair's book and finding these things, because they're the ones from the book, which is super cool. That's okay. That's okay, Marilyn. Thanks for watching, though. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. I've been busy working on my new Instagram at 173 Broadway, and my website. I have some friends that have been giving me some really cool ideas for it as well. Also, I'm still debating on whether or not I'm going to get this restored, or whether it's worth it to get it restored. My poster, which is in Chicago right now, getting restored, is almost done, and originally I had thought that I had owed like 400 more dollars on it, but then it needed a protective mat, plus it needs to be shipped flat. They're not going to roll it up and send it back. So it's going to be shipped flat, which is probably going to be another like $200 for shipping. Who knows how much it's going to cost for shipping. So it's just added, um, there's just added costs that I didn't think about initially, but I'm excited for it. They wanted to frame it, but it was going to cost $3,000 to frame it. And I go, oh, no, I don't really have the space right now. I mean, I'm sure I could put it over there, or I have a space over here that I could probably put it up. But I was initially thinking of just kind of not, I wasn't going to ever put safety pins in it, but um, there was a way of hanging art that I learned from college, and they just keep recommending framing. So I'll probably end up just getting it framed. Um, so we'll see. Yeah. One other thing is I bought so I have these little checkbook pens. This one is from Fountain Pen Hospital in Gary Laird's collection, and this one is from Bob Novak. And I have the matching notebook that goes with it. These are the checkbook pens. They're really hard to come by. They're really rare. I purchased from Dimitri the Sterling overlay checkbook pen, and UPS lost it. So hopefully it hasn't really left the facility where it was last seen, but I am sitting on that pen, which is lost in UPS's facility somewhere. So it's been there since Wednesday. And then on Friday, we filed the report that it was lost. And I'm still just waiting. Uh, let's see here. If I go on my phone, yeah, it just says checkbook investigation has been opened. Delivery date unknown. But it just kind of disappeared. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, I get an update over the next. I mean, I know it's Sunday right now, but hopefully, uh, I can get an update on it. But it's a real bummer because, well, it's a really really rare pen, and I paid a lot of money for it, and I'm sure I would get it refunded if it got lost for sure. But still, like that's a tough one. That's like the grail. That's the one. Well, there's a couple I'm looking for, but that was one of the grails that I've been eyeballing for a while. So that's a bummer, but fingers crossed it shows up. Um, yeah, it was supposed to be delivered on Wednesday, and it just said processing for 2 days. And when I contacted them, they were like, it showed up that it was here, but we don't know where it is now. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Um, but yeah, what's new with you, Marilyn? Anything good? David's been busy. He's got all kinds of orders going on. I He's going to be making all kinds of parts for people, which is great. We've got some ideas on eventually when I'm going to have 173 Broadway merchandise. That'll be my YouTube merch. Um, ooh, nice. 4 new Himalaya pens. Yeah, you're working on a lot of stuff right now. Um, but maybe in the future, doing custom pens, like 173 Broadway branded pens as like a limited edition thing, and using antique Waterman nibs. So you could have like a one of 10 of a certain model. I don't know. We'll see. Um, I don't blame you, Marilyn, picking up pens for your birthday. I lost my dog last month. Little Vinny passed away after 16 and a half years, and I, like, did some retail therapy for sure. I mean, I've just got, like, drawers and drawers and drawers of pens and ephemera and drawers, and this is my silver drawer. So, I feel you on that. Yeah, Vinny, he, uh he went really fast. He was, like, really healthy for the longest time. I mean, 16 and a half years is a long time for any animal, for Shih Tzu, you know? But he just within, like, 2 weeks, he just kinda stopped eating. We put a whole plate of ground beef in front of him, and he looked at it like it was cardboard. Um, and we had made the decision, like, "Hey, when the time comes, like, what if that's what's best for him, then that's what's best for him." So, I found out at work, that he was put down, and then I couldn't work. Like, I was at Disneyland just crying my eyes out in every position. Um, and he less being like my because he was my mom's dog, but, for, like, 16 years, I just called him my little brother. Um, so it was my little bro. And, yeah, he was around more than my dad was, so, I kinda this is gonna sound kinda dark and weird, but, like, at my dad's funeral, I had said, like, "Oh, when my dog goes, I know it's gonna be really hard just because, I mean, I didn't see my dad every day, but I saw my dog every day." So, but yeah, yeah. Um, I don't know, it's weird. We keep thinking about, like, getting another dog, but it would be too soon, and besides, my mom wants to travel and doesn't wanna have to worry about having a dog around. This is, like, the first time for, like, New Year's Eve and, like, 4th of July that we won't have to stress out about fireworks, so there's that. So, yeah, thanks, Marilyn. Thanks, Donna. Yeah, it's just, yeah, it's a bummer. We're constantly looking for him, but he was a good boy, and, yeah, it was hard to make a video for a while because of that, and then I got really sick. I was just really sick, and there was, like, a good 2-week period where, like, nothing was happening on YouTube, and it was really disheartening. I was like, "Oh, man, I need to make a video," and then to make a video, I made my Stanhope video, and I put a lot of work and effort into that one, and then, it's kinda, uh my antique Waterman videos don't get the traction that, like, a modern pen would, and I understand, like, that's what a lot of people are looking at, but I wanna get more people excited about these antiques because these pens have soul. Like, there was a whole life that they had, and yes, I own them, but I'm just holding on to them for now until the next generation takes them or uses them. Um, but that's how I kinda feel about new pens, is new pens just don't have that soul yet. They're cool. There's a lot of cool modern pens out there, but they just don't have quite the spirit that these ones do. Like, let's see here. Let's do this one. This thing is 120 years old, and who knows how many hands this passed through and how many people used it and cared about it. And then for probably, I don't know, 50 years, it got put in a drawer and didn't get touched. But the person who originally bought this thing is, long gone. Hopefully not forgotten. but it's cool to see how these things just how they'll live on far beyond us. So, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this, but, um, yeah, these are so special, and they just have so much soul, and, yeah, the newest TWSBI is a nice writing pen, but it just doesn't feel as special as some of these things do. So, my goal, and I think David's goal, is to get younger people excited about antiques, and, it's disheartening because I have so much passion for these pens and all this stuff, all this ephemera. Like, go. Here's an old Waterman ink bottle. I just think they're so cool. I love all the typography and the designs on everything, and you can even see the top of this cap. And who would have thought that something like this, something from the 1920s or 30s, would last this long? Oh, it's 1920s. It says copyright 1920 on the actual thing. Um, yeah, getting stoked on history, exactly, David. It's just like without this stuff, we wouldn't be where we are with the modern stuff. But I just think this stuff is way cooler. Along the lines with this was gifted to me by Terry from Payton Street Pens. The actual tray. This tray is from before 1902. It's in such good condition. It's so cool. I needed one for my website and my future collection. I have so many cool ideas that I want to do with these pens, and there's just so much interesting history, and they write so well. They're all amazing pens. Some of the nibs. Oh, um, one of the new pens I forgot to talk about was this 416. So it's got a number six size nib on it. But look at that nib. It's this massive. It's a manifold, so super rigid stub. It writes like a thick Sharpie. Like so cool. Yeah, Stubby McStubberson for sure. Um, but they just don't make them like they used to. And I know, Marilyn, you have pens that are super flexible and they like, but you have to find them like custom ground, or get them custom ground. They don't make them like they used to. A lot of these nibs, I mean, all of these gold nibs are they were forged, so they weren't rolled gold like they do now. It's just there's a whole other step that they went through in order to make these nibs, and you flex them and they just bounce right back. You don't have to worry about them like springing the tines or anything like that. They just except for this one. This one is just super rigid. This is a meant for carbon copy paper, and they ground it down to a stub. But it's that nib is crazy. Totally crazy. Let me see if I can find a little example. I was writing my buddy's name a bunch with it. Let's find that example. Oh yeah, there it is. So, give you an idea. Like that's the amount of how it how stubby it is. My buddy Troy's name on there. Crazy. Yeah, and this pen was a little bit more than that. Paid $720 for this pen, or $740 for the pen. But it's like a $1,300 pen for sure. The only thing is the clip is not sterling. The clip is steel, but they did that. You would go into Waterman's and have them add on a clip for you, and if you didn't want to pay the extra money for the sterling clip, they would just put on a steel clip for 25 cents or 50 cents or whatever it was back then. Nah, I won't accept $10 for this. It's sorry, it's a little more special. I was, trying to buy a 456, which is the same thing, just with a lever instead of an eyedropper, and, that deal fell through, so I found this a couple days later, but, kinda along the lines of what I was talking about with a FPR nib. Sorry, so my first overlay pen was a 452 Gothic that I bought from Greg Sheik, the antique digger, and I don't know, just in my head, after having that weird interaction with him where he tried selling me a fake pen, I, I decided, like, I don't want this anymore. I don't want any of Greg's pens anymore. So I actually sold one of them yesterday, and the other one was my Gothic 452 that I gave away to my friend Troy. And as soon as I sent it off, like the day that I sent it off to Troy, I was like, wait a minute, that was my first overlay pen. So I went on eBay and I bought another Gothic 452. This one's cool though because it says Dr. MS Smith with a really cool font engraved on the side of it. It's the same thing. Actually has a better nib than the other one did. It's a little bent down, but it's got a nice New York, early New York nib. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's been weird. It's been a weird little like 2 months. Not even 2 months. It's just been a weird month with the whole antique digger nightmare. Monty, I'm doing good. Things are a lot better. Just dealing with I'm getting into the holiday season now with Disney and it's starting to get crazy. So by the end of the week and also daylight savings is just weird. So with daylight savings, it gets dark so early. Normally I would have more time to film, but yeah. Is the nib gold or gold plated? The nibs are all 14 karat gold. Um, yeah, daylight savings is awful. I can't wait till they get rid of that thing. Or sorry, I'm just reading through the comments a little bit. Um, oh no, I had a Pelican M800. I had a medium on it. Was it a fine or a medium? I think I had a medium. Fine. It might have been fine. I bought it through Apple Boom Pen, and then I oddly traded it away for a lesser pen only to give that other pen away because I'm weird like that. But um, I would say maybe send your nib in to like Fountain Pen Hospital and see if they'll adjust it or find a nice nib grinder who can maybe like not grind it but just adjust it for you. Uh, but yeah, I had an M800. It was a really good pen. I just am weird and decided to give it away to a random person for funsies. Um, Now as far as pens go, like the San Francisco Pen Show, I gave away my Mont Blanc 146, and then it's all boxed up, but I'm giving away my Mont Blanc 149 to a coworker, and I think she's like 19, and she goes, "I really like fountain pens. I'm really getting into them." I'm like, "Cool. Do you want a Mont Blanc 149?" And she's like, "What?" So I'm giving her that and a notebook and a bottle of ink as well, just because. Most of my pens come from either eBay, Fountain Pen Hospital, vintagepens.net. Oh, sorry, vintagepens.com. Vintagepen.net. Don't buy from that guy. He's way overpriced. But vintagepens.com is David Nishimura. He's got a good site. Um, Peyton Street pens, you can find some really good, like, I mean, Terry sells a lot of things on there. Her prices are really decent. Um, I buy a lot from, Dimitri Grinberg, who's the rare pen guy on, or Pen Kingdom on, eBay. So I buy a lot from him and just other dealers. But a lot of these that I'm looking at right now, and Reddit. If you go to the Pen Swap on Reddit, there's a lot of really good things you can get. Oh, yeah, of course, Mike Daigle, Mad Mercantile. I have a lot of things from him. But just looking in this box of silver in front of me is, uh, Pierce Jarvis. He's from Canada. Um, this one came from Reddit. Do 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 do. You get like things on. I bought this from Etsy, and the overlay was crooked, so I sent it off to a friend who specializes in silver and gold pens. And he was able to heat this up and rotate the entire overlay so that the lever was usable again. But yeah, this was like $150 for a 452 in sterling, which is it's about a $350 pen. I do not have a Mont Blanc. I had 4 Mont Blancs. I had a 146, a 149, and then I had the Egyptomania and the Rouge et Noir, and I sold those to help me towards my, like, one modern pen that I actually use, which is the Namiki Chicken Dragon Emperor. So this one's all inked up, and I've been using it, yeah, like, every once in a while, but crazy gigantic nib on there. But I sold those other pens and then used that money towards getting this because this was such an expensive purchase. Um, and then the 146 I gave away to a random guy at the San Francisco Pen Show. Justin, really nice kid. And 149 I gave away to someone else. It's just my focus is Waterman's. So if I keep any of my modern pens, it'll be the Namiki and my Lamy 2000. It's like the one pen that will survive all. Um, um, I would send it to Fountain Pen Hospital, Monty. Fountainpenhospital.com. They're in New York City. Um, they can do pretty much any repair. Although if you need a nib worked on, maybe Greg Minuskin, um, Greg, GregMinuskin.com. Greg has done all of the nib work that I've needed. Um, on this little tiny one, the nib was like the tines were going in different directions and like that, and he completely reworked it. Although it's expensive, but he does retipping too. So if you need retipping, if you need custom grinds, Greg can do it. He just takes check or money orders. So um, yeah, that's a where I would go with that. But if you need something fixed, Fountain Pen Hospital, um, or Pentiques, Pentiques.com. That's Aaron Svabek. I actually have 7 pens out there getting resacked and cleaned up by Aaron. It's kind of weird. Like Aaron, I know Aaron and Greg Minuskin don't collect fountain pens. They just repair them and work on them, and like that's their business, which is kind kind of strange. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. It's kind of weird that you don't collect fountain pens, but that's your job every day is you work with them. I don't know. I mean, if there's money to be made, I guess. I'm not in the business of making money. I'm in the business of spending money, I guess. I just want to build out my collection as much as possible and um but yeah, do what you love. But I don't know. Eh. I, yeah, I have such a hard time. Like yesterday, I was trying to give away 2 pens. Yeah, money is money. Money doesn't buy happiness, but it buys things that will make you happy, I guess. But yesterday I tried. It was one of my friend's birthdays, and I tried giving him a pen, and he refused to take it. So he uh, gave me $100 for Waterman 52. And then there was this lady who was looking for a pen for her son for Christmas, who was into fountain pens, but this was going to be his first pen, his first antique pen. And I tried giving her a Waterman 52V, a Red Ripple 52V, which is it's a 52 just shorter. This is a 52V. So 52V. This one has a ring top though instead of a clip. Um, Actually, this one I bought from Aaron Svabeck of Penteeks. He's in Goodyear, Arizona. But yeah, I tried giving her one, and she was like, "No, I got to give you money." So I inadvertently sold 2 pens when I was trying to give away 2 pens. But that is what it is. Maryland, contact Greg Minuskin. He can laser weld pens. So I had that's not the right drawer. Just reaching up and grabbing pens out of my Toyota craft box. So you're not really gonna be able to see it very well. I don't know if yeah, that doesn't make a difference. Come on, you. Maybe. No. Well, this is my gray number 7 nib, which is the number 7 fountain pen is actually a number 5 size nib, but Greg Minuskin laser welded this one. It had a crack going from the keyhole, the keyhole breather hole, all the way down to the bottom, and he laser welded it back and fixed it up. So he can like fix cracks. He retips. He straightens everything out. Will make them look beautiful again. James, thanks for buying. Thanks for buying it. I'm happy you like it. Um, yeah, Monty. Like I, I meet people and I want them to get excited about pens. My goal is just to have like extra things, just to be able to like, here you go, try vintage. Here you go, this will be your favorite. Yeah, James, happy birthday, happy belated birthday. But it was fun yesterday. Like going through here, like looking around. It was fun. Sorry, it wasn't like as nice as the one you tried out from me, but yeah, man, I oh yeah, turning the goal is to turn everyone into a Waterman's fan. No, don't be a Waterman's fan. I need to have all the Waterman stuff for myself. Nah, I'm kidding. No, just getting people excited about antiques. It doesn't matter what brand it's from. Just, um, I mean, I want to be the most Waterman's expert. Although there are so many pens out there. Like there's pens. I have friends that are just big time collectors. They're like, "Hey, check out these pens. Oh wow, how much is that one?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, it's like 5, $6,000." I can't, can't. But so I won't be able to have everything. But I think I think I think Pierre has more than 300 pens. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, I was like 3,000 pens sounds about right for Pierre. He actually said to me though, he was like, "I've been collecting for 40 years, and you have a more refined collection than I do." And I was like, "I've been collecting for a year. I've been collecting fountain pens for longer than a year, but I've been collecting Watermans for officially 1 year. I hit 1 year last week, and I have now, so because of yesterday, I now have 118 pens. Um, and I can look at any one of these in this collection, and I know exactly where it came from, which is cool. Um, I don't know exactly how much I paid for them, but I have an entire list that tells me how much I paid for them, and I can like click on it and see like the breakdown. It's not good. It makes my heart skip a beat every time I do look at that because I go, oh, this is why I'm still living at home because I keep buying fountain pens. But yeah, I could like reach in here and go like Waterman's number 7 yellow, purchased from Sarge Minhas. I paid $650, so that's actually pretty high for. I mean, the yellow is pretty uncommon. This one's in really good condition. It's got a really great, actually very underrated flex nib on it. But it was made for the for like left-handed riders. So it's got like a almost a ball nib on it, and yeah, I paid $650 for this on February 20th, 2022, from Sarge Minhas. So that's fun. I have blue number 7 from Mike Daigle, but it came from the collection of Cliff Harrington, who passed away in 2021. So from the late collection of Cliff Harrington, and I paid 800 for the blue. Oh yeah, like custom displays. That's really cool. Oh, Monty, that's awesome. Getting that vintage Schaefer snorkel. I wanted one for a long time, and I was starting to make more videos on Schaefer and Parker and all that. And I think it's just the fact that I find the hard rubber stuff and the overlay stuff just a little bit more interesting in my mind. I mean, celluloid is really pretty, um, but I think that's what kind of like I was like, okay, like I'm gonna focus on one brand and become an expert in that one brand. But I really appreciate all the other stuff. I appreciate Schaefer's and Parker's and um, vintage Mont Blancs and looking at like old Cavecos and um, I really appreciate all that stuff, and I love that people get excited about it. But it's so funny at the Orange County Pen group hangout that we had like last month. This one dealer was just like, "Check out this Omas," and he opened up this thing, and everyone at the table was like, "Oh my god! Oh, you're selling that? Oh, that's so rare! That's so crazy! That's so cool!" And I'm standing there like, "I, I don't know what I'm looking at. It's pretty." But they were talking about like, oh yeah, he won me like 1,500 to 2,000 for this set, or something like that. And I was just like, I don't know why. Uh, just everything was going right over my head because I'm just so laser focused on Waterman. Like I understand. I now kind of know what to look for. I still make mistakes. I still buy things and I go, "Oops, that was a mistake. I shouldn't have paid that much money for it." But um, oh yeah, no, it's cleaning a shaver snorkel is a mess. Repairing them is a mess. Restoring them is a mess. Uh, I don't get my hands dirty on it, most of this stuff. I can replace a sack on a pen. I went through and I picked up like let's see here. Oh, no, don't fall down there. Don't fall down. Hey, look, I found one of my tiny hands though. There we go. But I have like some of the tools that people use for I got like dental tools to be able to clean out like old gross sacks out of pens. Um, but I like didn't want to get my hands dirty. I didn't want to work on any of these things because I'm just so afraid of breaking them. You know, like they're not bulletproof. But I bought this Waterman's 58. So, I mean, it's a big ass pen, big number 8 size big number 8 size nib on it. Um, but it needed a new sack, and I, uh I couldn't get the section off. Like, I was using my blow dryer to try and warm up the hard rubber to, like, get the section off, and, and then I went and bought the things I needed to, like, restore it, and, my friend Matt Greenberger was like, "Yeah, yeah, get all the stuff you need to, like, restore your own pens," and I was like, "Okay, yeah, I'm working on this Waterman's 58." He's like, "What are you doing? Don't work on that pen. That's, like, too expensive. You're gonna break it. What if you break it?" I go, "Oh, I bought all these supplies to work on this one pen, and now you're telling me not to do it?" And he goes like, "Yeah, not that one. Like, what are you, stupid? Don't make that your first project." I go, "Okay." So, um, I sent it out to a professional to restore this one. But, yeah, I'm always just afraid of breaking these things. So I'd rather have other people. That's why I have Aaron Svabeck replacing Sachs on a bunch of other pens for me. Um, and I think like getting a sack replaced or a pen cleaned up, it shouldn't cost more than like $40 per pen. So I mean, if you have that kind of money to spend, it's not that big of a deal. Um, oh, your job is to restore vintage pens and resell them? Yeah, but I don't want to make money. I want to spend money. I'm not in the business of buying pens to flip them. I'm in the business of buying pens to keep them and talk about them. My goal is to have a physical museum that people could come in, learn all about the pens, maybe in the future be able to build their own pen, uh, and like take home like using vintage parts. Um, I've been buying pens for like nibs, but I want to start like buying pens for just having extra parts that you could like, you can make your own Franken pen out of. Um, and then I need to start hoarding nibs for the future of having David Garcia make my own branded pen and using those nibs in those pens. So I need to start getting on that because acquiring 20 to 50 nibs is going to take a long time. But yeah, but I'm pretty picky. So I'm actually there isn't a lot of pens that I don't want. So like the 52 I sold to James yesterday for his birthday, which I tried giving him one, but he had me take money. um, I didn't have a black hard rubber 52. Um, and then I bought two, and then I ended up using one of them as a parts pen. The other one I sold, but it was just because he was asking like what would be the best pen to get. I had every intent on keeping everything that I buy. I have every intent on keeping everything that I buy because it tells a story. Um, if anything, I am more likely to get rid of ones that I got from eBay that I don't know where they came from. But if they came from a dealer that I know and trust, then I want to keep them as long as I possibly can. Um, and photograph them and like have an archive of them and um, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I can't just give people pens because they're gonna think I'm insane or rich. And I am insane. I'm a little crazy. Got to be a little crazy. Um, but hey, Tim. Uh, but I am not rich at all. I mean, I have more money right now than I used to, but it's because it's a long story. Don't worry about it. I've been buying and selling for years. I've been on eBay since I think 2006, and I would get into a hobby really heavily into a hobby, and then I would fall out of that hobby and move on to other things. So a lot of it is flipping old hobbies. So before I was into fountain pens, I was collecting Magic and playing cards and I still have a lot of that stuff that I need to, like, go and sell on my eBay, but, yeah. I'm happy I collect fountain pens and not Funko Pops. I'm happy I'm into unpopular culture and not popular culture. No offense to people that collect Funko Pops, but having those little characters in their little boxes and stacked up on the walls and, like, taking over entire rooms. I mean, I wanna have my fountain pens take over an entire room someday, but I there's history and it's a people say, like, with watches and stuff, "It's an investment. It's an investment. I'm investing. I'm investing." Well, it's only an investment if you plan on selling these things. And someday, this will all be a burden on my family when I die, and they have to go through and piece out this stuff. Um, but yeah, uh, oh, I'm happy I made your day. Thanks for watching. I was gonna make a video today about something, um, but I didn't really have too much planning going into it, and I was like, let's just go live. Hopefully, my internet doesn't cut out. Yay! So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I want to preserve fountain pen history as much as possible, and I want to get people excited about these pens because there are so many pens out there that are already made that are in someone's drawer or, like, sitting in a box in storage somewhere that is just as good as any pen you can buy today. So why waste precious materials? I'm not going an eco sort of rant or anything like that, but there's so many good pens out there that are just they're better than they can make them now. Let's get you excited about them. Controversy. Ooh, a Namiki. Oh, well, a Mont Blanc Namiki. Those are all really good pens. I mean, am I sad that I bought this? Absolutely not. It's something that I'm gonna. Sorry, but none of you are gonna get this pen. I'm not gonna give it away to you guys, but when I eventually get married, my partner will be getting this. And he said, "I don't own anything that nice." I'm like, "Well, you will." This pen costs more than his car. So, but for now, I'm having fun with it. It's a fun pen, crazy pen. I did see the drawer case that Pierre just bought, and I'm jealous because it's so cool. I want something like that. And every time I go to an antique store, I'm like, "Ooh, I'll come back for that," and I never do. I just don't have the space. I want like a little one that I could put on my desk. Right now, my desk is kind of just taken up by um, some bottles of ink that I haven't used in a while and a lamp. I have a little touch lamp over here that I got for my 30th birthday from my sister, and it's like the most. I mean, I like it. It's cool. It's got a little fox on it, and you touch the fox, and it has an Edison bulb in it, but it's not the most useful thing on the planet. But I want one of those drawers. That'd be so cool. What is it? Let's see here. Nice, Tim. You found that AA Waterman pen. For those of you that don't know, AA Waterman is not the same as Waterman's. The LE Waterman Co. It was like the sixth cousin of Edson Waterman, like the founder of Waterman. And this guy like worked as a salesman for them for a while, and then he was like, I can make a better pen, and he set off and made his own company called the AA Waterman Co. And Waterman like sued the heck out of him, so he had to have pens that were literally printed with like not affiliated with the LE Waterman company. Um, uh, but yeah, that's cool. I like Parker pens. I used to have a couple Parkers. I had a couple Vacuumatics, and I sold them, but I basically gave them away. Was it to Robert? I think it was to my friend Robert. I was like, here, 170 bucks, $175 for two pens that I think I paid like $300 each for. Um, I like Parker's. I just like with Waterman and the numbering system. So, uh, as you guys probably know, I collect Watermans from as early on as they possibly came out. So, I have one from 1889, which is like only 5 years after the company was founded, and I go up to like the 1930s. And then once they moved to celluloid, I don't care anymore. Like I'll see them and I go, cool, that's nice, but I don't care because that was like the start of the downfall of the company. And I know Waterman's still around, but it's not the same Waterman that I am really into. Parker's numbering system makes almost no sense to me. This is a little more easy to follow for me, following the different numbers. And I'm going to make a detailed video about the Waterman numbering system because I think that although you can like look it up online and it's pretty easy and it's in books. Um, Me explaining it and like showing you the differences between the different pens, I think that'd be a cool video. Parkers make no sense to me. But I think they're really pretty and they're really nice. And the Lucky Curve was a really cool um, marketing tactic. But I just I think I like Waterman so much because one of their early patent dates is February 12th, and that's my birthday. So if I can find a pen that has February 12th on it, I go, ooh, cool, like neato, I want to buy that. Um, and Yeah, I don't know. There's no real rhyme or reason for me collecting Watermans, but I don't know. I really like their designs, and then I kind of just was like, all right, well, I'm in on this. But no, Parkers are beautiful. Monty, yes, I want to know something funny. Tell me something funny. Let's see here. Controversy. Why branch out? Like, if you like Namikis and you have that one Mont Blanc, like you're cool. I mean, Namikis are beautiful. They're expensive, but they're fantastic pens. Great nibs. Um, I was branching out by buying my one Waterman pen, and now I have 118. So, do 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 do. Yeah, I just celluloid is cool. It's just every company out there was using the same celluloid product, and I don't know. I have like a celluloid pencil, and it's a LeBouf pencil that I got when I was like 16. But that's it. Um, yes, February 12th is my birthday, and yes, I will be at the LA Pen Show on my birthday. It'll be fun. Well, the new California Pen Show, which is the new LA Pen Show, since the old LA Pen Show is like on hiatus this year or something. You're 12 and you have a job? That's awesome. That's awesome. Keep it up. Like that, but that's super exciting. Like you're 12 years old and you're working on fountain pens. Yes, that's awesome. I wish when I was 12, what was I doing? I had Pokemon cards that I totally gave away to some random kid that I was babysitting when I was 16. And that's a thing. Gosh, I was 12 in 2000. That was when I was 12. I'm 34 now. But that's awesome. Keep it up. Keep it up, and I mean, you're gonna be like so crazy successful by the time well, you're my age. You'll be like, you'll be a billionaire. So keep it up. That's awesome, Monty. Congrats. Like seriously, that's inspiring. Like Tim, who's on here. Tim, how old are you? 19. So like 19. Are you 20 now? Maybe 19, 20. Like Tim's doing it, and he's like doing really good nib work and stuff too. Um, and he's young. There's another guy, Aiden, who is what is Aiden's Instagram? Aiden's 16, 16 or 17 now. Probably 16. But he's doing really good work too. Uh, Aiden is vintage penco _USA on Instagram, and he's like 16. 10th grade or 11th grade now, and really, like, doing really good stuff. I bought this 12 SF from Aiden. So, really awesome pen. Has the sleeve there we go. Has the sleeve filler mechanism. So, "Aw, Tim, you just turned 20, no longer a teenager. Too bad, so sad." Just kidding. Um, yeah, that's awesome. Dude, Monty, get it. Like, that's so cool. Man, I was, like, doing nothing. I was skateboarding, like, knocking my teeth out when I was 12 years old. But that's so cool. Like, hopefully your parents are, like, super supportive of it, and, um, I mean, because why wouldn't they? Like, just keep handwriting. I have That's, like, one skill I'll never have is coding. I'm, like, so bad around computers, like, this is by the way, on these live videos, so I'm using a Mac. I worked at the Apple Store. Oh god, you're 12. So were you born in, like, 2010? Wow, that's I played piano for, like, 4 years, and then my parents made me give up. After making me start, then they made me give up. Um, I used to work at the Apple Store from 2007 to 2012, so, like, before you were born. But I, uh, I'm just, like, so computer illiterate, unless it's a Mac. But funny enough, these live videos don't work on Safari. I have to use Chrome in order to do these live videos. But yeah, man, that's so crazy. Like, that's so cool. Tim, you're like, it's all school and work. I was like, school? What is school? Well, I'm also an old man now, so I'm not an old man. But I mean, I work at Disneyland and I'm every day like, oh, cool. Like, how old are you? I'm 18. Oh. Wow, that's really cool. Monty, do you have like do you do Instagram? Do you do like do you have an eBay account? Do you sell on Etsy? Like where do you sell? Where do you make where you oh Maryland 40 nothing. Elderly. Yeah, that's crazy. Maryland, you were born in 82. I was born in 88. My boyfriend was born in 83. Um You're not elderly, you're fine. 40 is the new 30, right? Just like 30 is the new 20. Ooh, you were born in 1900. You were born in the 1900s, bro. Okay, boomer. Oh, but, yeah, and I'm, like, young in fountain pens. People are like, "Oh my god, you're just starting out." I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, I've only been collecting fountain pens for a year, and um and yeah, I'm in my early 30s. I'm in my mid 30s now, but like, um, I just every day so many collectors are like, "Oh my god, you're just a kid." It's like, "Okay, I'm not," but like, so it's super cool, Monty, to see like, okay, you're 12 and you're doing this stuff. It's so cool. It's so freaking rad. Um, and Tim, I mean, Tim, you're 20. David is only 25 and he's making sections and like feeds and he's turning out parts for pens that were made 120 years ago, just super cool, and he with the goal of making his own modern modern day antique pen, which is cool. Yeah, I was not very time efficient. Still am not very time efficient. I was not a straight A student. I was a straight A student until, like, 4th grade, and then after that, it just nosedived. Um, okay, cool. Like, um, that's yeah, that's cool. Collapse for Monty. Keep it up, man. That's awesome. That's so rad. I'm just so, like, blown away by that. But, yeah, no, I was a terrible student. I dropped out of college twice. I dropped out of university after 2 years, and then I dropped out of community college after 3 years, and I'm just ever since then, just been so happy, doing my own thing. I was studying fine art, like, you don't need a degree for fine art. Um, but yeah, and then the rest of the time, I'm just at Disneyland every day. Yes, the newfound pen so the website is capenshow.com, um, and it is, like, at the Marriott next to LAX. That is where the new show is. So it's, like, not a very good location, but it is what it is, and it's gonna happen. So, there's that. Well, guys, I mean, it's, yeah, this was fun. Does anybody have any other questions or anything? Let's see. Gather around the Snapchat children while I'll tell you the tale of the landline. Oh, it's funny because I was watching, Home Alone the other day with my mom, and, all the parents had their, like you had your landline with your, like, super crazy long cord so they could, like, kinda walk to all the other sides of the room, and I was like, "I remember that when I was a kid." Um, but, yeah, does anybody have any other questions or anything? As far as videos go, I'm gonna be coming out with some new things, talking about Watermans, of course, so get ready to deal with some more Watermans nonsense. You had a rotary phone in the garage. Yeah, the rotary phone, I mean, that was still before our time, but they stuck around. Dialing. Shh, shh, pain in the butt, that's for sure. Yeah, what's your question? Ask away, Monty. What's your question? Put these away in the meantime. Super rare. Cool pens. Oh, I work at Disneyland. I work at the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland. That's my Monday to Friday full-time job. Um, there's actually a YouTuber, that goes by Attractions Live. Her name's Christine, and she comes in the park and walks around Disneyland and goes on rides and does her live stream. And, uh, she comes and talks to me all the time, and, I have this weird, like, following on there for people who come and see me at the mansion. But yeah, that's my full time job. I work at the Haunted Mansion, and then when the Haunted Mansion's closed for refurbishment, I work at the Winnie the Pooh ride, which is what it is. I used to work at Splash Mountain. I used to work at Pirates of the Caribbean, but I've been there off and on since 2005. But I've been there full time since 2015. So that is what I do. That Disneyland in Anaheim, California. that's my job. Um, and like I have the parts of my suit in my car right now, but I have a here's my vest. But yeah, there you go, Craig, Huntington Beach. And every day I bring a fountain pen with me to work, and I write down all my positions for fun. But yeah, I work at Disneyland. That's my job. Um, Ingville, thanks for joining. It's okay to be late to the party. Just hanging out with me, which is weird. Why would you want to hang out with me? Nah, I'm all right. Um, but yeah, but I mean, did you, Marilyn? Were you working at Disneyland while you were in med school, or like, are you a nurse or are you a doctor, or are you both? No, oh, okay. I was curious. Um, oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Uh, I'm just a mess, so keep up with my fountain pen nonsense. But coolio. Um, anything else, guys? Oh, this was fun. I bought a bottle of Parker Quink at Staples. I was walking around Staples. I had to go get some things for my ephemera collection. And Monty, have a wonderful day. Thanks for stopping in. Like, dude, I'm so blown away. Keep it up. Keep up the good work, dude. And someday you're going to be super rich and super successful with your fountain pen fame. So, um, I mean, so I was walking around Staples though, and they had. I was like, man, look how sad all this is. It's so sad they don't have any fountain pen ink. And I looked at the top shelf, tucked all the way in the back, was this like really damaged bottle of Parker Quink, and there was no price tag on it, and it looked really old. And I was just like, "I'll grab this." When paid for it, they're like scanned it and nothing popped up, and they're like, "Do you know how much this was?" I was like, "There wasn't a price," and they're like, "Hmm, just take it." So I got this for free. Didn't even have to buy it. Um, but yeah, I just kind of it's one of those things I just kind of dip and mess with. Um, oh, yes, I can definitely live stream more. I will live stream more. I want to try and do this more than like do this at least once a week. Do one of these live streams and kind of chat with people and get into it. So yes, there will be more live streams coming. Um, uh, yeah, about 118 Waterman pens in a year. That is correct. That is what I did. Bye, Monty. Have a great day. Yeah, you too. Well, all right. We're 1 hour, 18 minutes into this. And not just 118 pens, but I also have ephemera and ink bottles and display cases and posters. Um, at the graphic conservationist. Oh, let's see if I can find that link. Bear with me. Graphic conservation. This water. There we go. So I'm going to pop a link in the description down here. So here's a link to one of the shorts about the poster. So I bought this Waterman poster. It like survived 80 or 90 years in someone's garage, rolled up, and it had all kinds of water damage. And it is like clay coated paper. It's very, very bizarre. My friend Scott, who's been collecting for 40 years, had never seen one before. And he goes, "Ah, it's in really bad shape though. Are you gonna get it conserved?" And I said, "Sure am." And I found this company to do it, and they've done stuff for like the Smithsonian, and other museums, and you know um, and it's costing like more than $1,000 to get restored, but it's gonna be so worth it. It's gonna look so great on my wall. But it was gonna cost like $4,000 to have it restored and get it framed, and I'm like, "I'll just get it framed later. It's not a big deal." Um, but from what they're saying is it's very fragile and needs to be framed, so I will sooner than later have it framed, but somewhere out here, I'm not gonna have it them frame it and then ship it back to me, so I'll just go to a local framer and have them do it. But yeah, um, all kinds of stuff. Like, I have this thing. It's still wrapped in bubble wrap, but, this is a Waterman's number 7 display ad from here, why not? Let's just open it up. This came from Brazil in 2 days. Whoa, almost knocked all my pens off the desk. All right. There we go. It has this little back stand that pops out. Oh yeah, and it's like, there we go. Stands up. This thing is from 1927. It's missing in its top. So there was the part of the pen that extended out the top here. That's gone. Part of the S in Waterman's is kind of damaged. I thought there was tape all over the bottom, but it doesn't look like there was tape. There's just maybe there used to be acid tape on there. The reason why I know this is from 1927, it's going to appear backwards, but 6 color bands. It's the Waterman number 7 in 6 styles. By the end of 1927, by 1928, they had 7 styles because the number 7 for $7 and 7 styles sounds a lot better than the number 7 for $7 and 6 styles. So this is the purple one, which is not the most desirable, but the display is really cool. I mean, it's an old lithograph on cardboard, and I am considering getting this restored as well. But it's, I mean, how worth it is it to get it restored? It's in okay shape, but I only paid about $100 for it. So, but yeah, really cool display piece. If anything, I can just reinforce it with. I mean, I should see if I can make my own parts for it and restore it a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see what I do. Um, really cool piece. And it's way bigger than I thought it was going to be, but yeah. But yeah, I have display cases. Here's that world's smallest fountain pen again from my video from a couple weeks ago. World's smallest fountain pen. Oh, okay. Monty, welcome back. One more question. What's up? The tiniest, cutest little pen in its tiny, cute little box. There's some, bubble wrap in there so that it doesn't move around so much. Oh, okay. I'm not sure, about doing a Zoom, but, we'll work something out. Um, for the time being, these streams are just gonna be me talking and then this kinda going on unless I can find a way to link other people up to this. I eventually wanna get David on here so he can talk about um him making parts and stuff for pens. We were supposed to live stream a lot at, I I think the next Orange County pen meetup, I'm gonna do a live stream as well. Yeah. I just don't use Zoom enough. I think the last time we used it was my dad's funeral, but, um, yeah, we'll figure it out. Like, don't do that. Yeah, 4,000 is a lot for that piece, especially a piece I paid $150 for, and then spending $4,000 on it would be, like, just crazy, but I think doing the $1,000 worth of conservation work is worth it because it'll make the piece will definitely go up in value, um, especially it being, like, the only one that exists. I don't think it exists anywhere else, and if it does, I would love to see another example of it, um, but yeah. So, yeah, guys. All right. We're about an hour and a half into this. I think I'm gonna call it quits. I think I'm down to the last like 3 people watching. Thanks so much for watching this, you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me either on my Instagram at Roccanova or on and please check out my new website, 173 Broadway. Any new videos will be kind of uploaded there as well. Um, Marilyn, thanks for stopping by. I can't wait to see you at the next meetup, whenever that is. And yeah, you guys, thanks for stopping by and hanging out. And we're gonna do this real soon. I want to do this at least once a week. So thanks for stopping by again, guys. I really appreciate it, and it's good to see all of you. All right, talk to you later. Peace.